I would like him to say that to her face, right? But he won't because he's a little punk, right? And that's what you have to always remember about Donald Trump. He's a scared little punk. Because the thing you would do if you were a big, strong man who likes to beat on people, right, is that you debate whoever the Democrats put up. They want to put up Harris, we'll debate Harris. They want to put up Biden, you'll debate Biden. They want to put up, the dog from Chuck E. Cheese, you debate the dog from Chuck E. Cheese, right? That's what a big, strong man does. But Donald Trump is not a big, strong man. Donald Trump is a weak man's idea of a strong man, and that is why when faced with a person who can bring the case to him in a way that he's never heard it before, he's trying to backpedal away.
All right, guys, so I want to talk about this exchange between Trump campaign manager Jason Miller and MSNBC's Chris Jansing, who is going to ask Mr. Miller about Trump debating Kamala Harris, because the mainstream liberal media is putting out the false information that Trump is running away from debating Kamala, when that's just simply not true. Okay, the Trump campaign is simply waiting until Democrats finalize their nominee, because who knows, maybe they could switch out Kamala. It doesn't look like they will, but you can never be too sure, considering how these are the same individuals that were telling us that Biden's fine, right? Biden's okay. Nothing wrong with Joe Biden until the world saw at the CNN debate that Joe Biden was cognitively declining, and then they came out and they told the truth. Okay, so we really don't know exactly what they feel about Kamala Harris and whether or not she's going to be the nominee with 100% certainty until after the DNC. So until then, Trump is holding his cards, and Jason Miller here is going to set the record straight on MSNBC, the same outlet pushing the disinformation really, that Trump is running scared of Kamala. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and get into it. But before we get into it, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Morgan & Morgan. Guys, I've been injured in a motor vehicle accident. You've probably been injured in a motor vehicle accident, or somebody that you know. Okay, we all have somebody that we know, whether it be ourselves or somebody else, that has been injured. And sometimes that injury can be worth millions of dollars. And this is why the sponsor of today's video is Morgan & Morgan, who wants to let you know that they do not settle for lowball offers, because oftentimes that is exactly what insurance companies try to do to clients. But Morgan & Morgan will fight to get you what you deserve if you become their client. All law firms are not the same, and Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They have won a lot, and it only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case. And as America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan is ready and prepared to take on insurance companies of every size. If you are in an accident or injured in any way, you should know how to protect your rights. Don't overthink it. Take actions to protect your rights today. For example, they have achieved significant verdicts in the past couple of months for victims involved in life-altering car crashes. They had a $12 million settlement out in Florida, 34 times the insurance offer, and $26 million out in Philadelphia, which is 40 times the highest insurance offer. And the best part is that the fee is absolutely free unless you win. If you've ever got seriously injured, your case could be worth millions, and you are just a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. And it is so easy. You can start your claim today with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/blackconservative, which is the special link in the description, or you can scan the QR code that you see on the screen in order to get started.
But first, I'm joined by Jason Miller, senior advisor to the Trump campaign. Thanks for coming on the show. You had a plan against Joe Biden. You were confident you could beat him. So how has your strategy changed? And do you think the map has changed?
Well, the strategy fundamentally doesn't change. We're running on a very direct strategy of making sure that we're going to lower costs for Americans and also make our country safer by securing the border. And as we start heading into the return of kids going back to school, and parents are having to spend more money on things such as new school clothes and new expenses, and people are reminded again how much more expensive things are under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, that's another thing that we think will bring that front and center. Because keep in mind, yes, the Democrats have a new person at the top of the ticket with Kamala Harris, but Kamala Harris still very much owns all of the entire Joe Biden record. Plus, Kamala Harris has her own more left of center, as I would even say, radically liberal record herself.
So let me just respond to a couple of those things. As you know, in the first couple of years of the Biden presidency, they kept 2.8 million migrants out, which is why the number of deportations is down, because if people never come in, you can't deport them. A rate cut. Big headline in the Wall Street Journal, finally in view. We know that the prices have been moderating of groceries, but it's not for us to debate that. It's for the candidates to debate that.
Okay, so why are you debating them on it then? Right? Why did you put out those statistics? Because none of those statistics actually proved what Jason Miller was saying was wrong, right? Or really disputed anything we were saying. Just because Biden deported a lot of individuals, that does not mean that the border is secure. In fact, when you have more people crossing the border, like we have under the Biden administration, I mean, we've doubled our illegal immigrant population. Before the Biden presidency, there was about 10 million illegals living in the country. And essentially, we've let about 10 million into the country since Biden took office. And that's on the low end, right? That's a low end estimate. In my opinion, wouldn't be surprised if we let in 15, 20 million illegal immigrants. But again, most people agree it's about 10 million. So when you double the amount of illegals in the country, I'm not sure exactly how you are trying to make the case that the border is secure, or how you are rebutting him by saying that, well, Biden deported a lot of people. Well, yeah, we got a lot of people trying to cross the border. Yeah, you're going to have some people that are deported. But the fact is that he's allowed more people into this country than ever before. Again, that's an undisputable fact. I mean, this woman's talking about interest rates as well, too, for the economy. And she's saying that, well, we may have an interest rate cut. And it's like, okay, but that still doesn't speak to the economic conditions that the American people are feeling. Okay, she's saying that prices are moderating, but are they really? Okay, when inflation continues to be elevated like it is right now. Again, inflation has went up significantly since Biden took office, right? And that's a fact that can't be disputed. So again, this woman is grasping for straws here, but then tries to claim that, well, you know, that's not for us to debate. Okay, so if that's not for us to debate, that's not for you to debate with him, then why did you even throw out those random statistics that, again, do nothing to rebut the points that he's making? It's just funny. MSNBC is a clown network. They really are.
You have said, or said in the past, that Donald Trump would debate. Is that still good?
Absolutely. We think that Democrats need to pick who their ultimate nominee is going to be. That needs to be formalized before we go and lock in all the debates.
Well, come on, you agreed to this before your nominee was formalized.
But hold on. But we need to make sure that Democrats actually go through and lock in Kamala Harris. It was only a month ago, Chris, that many Democrats who wanted to throw Joe Biden overboard were saying we need to go to this mini primary. We need to go with somebody else other than Kamala Harris. It's only been in this past week that there's been any sort of effort to rally around Kamala Harris. The exact same people, in fact, who are saying that Joe Biden was okay are the same people that are saying now we have to get behind Harris. But
it was only in the last week she had the number of delegates to secure the nomination.
But hold on. 14 million Democrats voted for Joe Biden in this primary system. And now all of those voters are being
will Donald Trump debate Kamala Harris?
This woman, again, is just ridiculous, okay? Because the mainstream media really believe that Trump is supposed to debate Kamala Harris on terms that he set with Joe Biden after they switched somebody in at the last minute via coup, right? It's so ridiculous. I really don't understand it. What we really should be asking is why Kamala Harris won't do a debate on Fox News, right? Why is it that Kamala Harris won't do a town hall on Fox News? Why won't Kamala Harris do an interview on Fox News, right? Why won't Kamala Harris actually go on a network and do an interview that's not in friendly territory? That's the question that the media really should be asking, okay? But again, they're not going to ask that question because everybody knows that Kamala Harris would fall apart in a Fox News interview, just like she would fall apart in a Fox News debate. So they want Kamala to debate Trump on a liberal media outlet first while not agreeing to a Fox News debate at all, right? If they can have it their way, she wouldn't do a Fox News debate. There will be no debates on Fox News. And that's why I said Trump should not agree to debate Kamala at all until she agrees to a Fox News debate, and the Fox News debate has to come first, period. If she doesn't agree to at least one Fox News debate, then Trump shouldn't debate, period. That's just the reality, right? Because again, you know, at this point, Trump has more to lose by debating Kamala than Kamala has to lose debating him. Kamala has everything to gain. So, of course, they're going to try to rig things in her favor, okay, just like they did for Joe Biden. But for Joe Biden, he was just so far gone that he knocked himself out, right? So after their guy gets knocked out, they want Trump to stick to the agreement that he made with Biden. It's like, well, Kamala's not Biden. He didn't agree to debate Kamala. He never agreed to debate Kamala. He agreed to debate Biden. They're trying to act like that's the same thing. But again, Jason Miller here is doing an excellent job of disputing this woman's points every time she brings up some objection, which, again, she's trying to debate the guy. But, she claims she wants to know when Trump is actually going to debate Kamala, and he's telling her straight up, after the DNC, when we know for sure that Kamala is the candidate, then he'll debate, right? He's not backing out of the debate. He's saying when we know who the candidate is going to be, because Democrats have switched out their candidate just a week ago, so we don't know who the candidate is going to be. Joe Biden had all the delegates too. He was in the exact same situation that Kamala was in, but Democrats still switched him out, right? Again, these people in the mainstream media make me sick. They really do.
Oh, of course we're going to debate the Democrat nominee if that's Kamala Harris. Once she goes through, that becomes formalized. I believe the date they're looking at is August 7th, then of course. But Chris, I got to go back to one thing you said for a moment when you're talking about the rate of inflation. The fact of the matter is everything is still getting much more expensive. We're at about 20% cumulative inflation right now. Energy costs are up about 50%. As we've seen from reporting in the New York Post and other places, mortgages are up 90%. Chris, people are being crushed all around the country. It's not going down. Things are still getting more expensive, maybe just slightly less fast. Every day we're opening up the newspapers or turning on the television and seeing these horror stories like the murder of Laken Riley or Rachel Morin or Jocelyn Nungry. And these are the types of things that voters are looking at. They're saying which of these candidates can actually go and turn the country around. Only a few short years ago, President Trump had us at this fantastic economy. But then now, under the Biden-Harris administration, we've seen effectively what amounts to a $28,000 household tax increase. That's effectively what it is with the inflation going up. People want a different direction. That's what we're going to do with President Trump and Senator Vance.
So what we have seen is that the polls have tightened. The fundraising has tightened. So what is your proof that that statement is true? If anything seems to be true, is that is a tougher race for Donald Trump than it was just a week ago.
Yeah, because you switched out Joe Biden, who the Democrats and the liberal media all admitted that, hey, this guy is not fit for office. So, yeah, if you switch him out with anybody, the polls are going to be better for that person because Joe Biden was that bad. Again, they're trying to give Kamala Harris a participation trophy, and it's so annoying. It's like she's literally getting a participation trophy for getting in the race, but if you actually look at her poll numbers, where she was at before Biden dropped out, really before the Biden debate, versus where she's at right now, there is no real momentum bump for Kamala Harris. She's gained about 1 point, right? 1 point.
Actually, I disagree with that as well. I mean, what we've seen is Kamala Harris is
You don't buy the polls, or do you have different internal polls?
But hold on. But President Trump is still leading, whether it be nationally, whether it be in the battlegrounds.
Within the margin of error.
Joe Biden, some of those, but still
and by
leading.
less than he was
with Joe
Biden on the ticket.
You look at 8 years ago. But hold on. But you look at where President Trump is. President Trump is still the front runner in this race. The one other bit of caution I'd offer, Chris, is that Democrats really need to worry about buyer's remorse. Keep in mind, in 2019, Kamala Harris never actually even made it to the starting gates in Iowa. Going back, as I said a moment ago, going back 4 weeks, Democrats were not rallying around Kamala Harris because a lot of people did not think that she could actually carry the ticket. With President Trump, we have someone where we've seen the success of the economy so recently that people realize we can get that back. All we have to do is get the energy production going, stop with the stimulus spending that artificially juices up inflation, make some smart monetary policy moves. We can get that back in such a short order, and that's what we want to deliver for people. So I would really caution Democrats. They might have some buyer's remorse, but if they want to change in direction, if they want things to become cheaper, they want their lives to become more affordable, that's what President Trump is running on.
Jason Miller, it's good of you to come on the program. Thank you.
Wow. That was pretty good. I can't lie. Trump should have this guy come out there more often and do these interviews, okay? Because he did a great job at pushing back against his MSNBC anchor while at the same time also getting out all of the talking points that he needed to get out to the MSNBC audience, which is that, hey, Trump is not running away from Kamala. We just legitimately don't know if Kamala is going to be the nominee. He did make a great point about how, Democrats are the same people that told us that Joe Biden was okay and he's not dropping out of the race, right? And that he was totally fine until they couldn't tell us that anymore. They couldn't lie anymore, and they switched him out. We don't know if that's going to happen with Kamala because we saw what happened in the Democrat primary in 2019. And this is actually a great point that he brought up, is that, hey, she dropped out when voters actually got to know her, right? When she actually got exposed just a little bit, she dropped out. Her campaign imploded immediately, right? So, again, we don't know if that's going to happen again in the future. We have no clue whatsoever. Again, it's unlikely, but at the same time, it's best to proceed with caution. And whoever the Democrat nominee will be, whether that's Kamala or somebody else, then Trump is ready to debate. I still believe that Trump should demand a Fox News debate or a Newsmax debate first. And if Democrats don't agree to do a Fox News or a Newsmax debate first, then he shouldn't do any debates. Like, I really think that he should stick with that, because at this point, Trump should be the one setting the rules, not Democrats, in regards to debates, since, again, their first guy got knocked out and they replaced him at the last minute via coup. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.